Night's fallen in Iraq's second city, but the streets on the eastern side of town are still alive with activity. People here were liberated from the rule of the Islamic State group in November 2016. Now, without a curfew, they're free to do what they want.
Young people are now having fun, thanks be to God. You see, the cafes now are crowded and residents are comfortable and feeling safe.
Residents indulge in activities that, under the IS group's rule, would have seen them sent to prison or executed.
It was as if someone was in a desert and cut off from everything. Then suddenly you get all these activities, amenities, and all this entertainment that we were deprived from for 3 years. That's a long time.
In just over a year, any trace of war in eastern Mosul has been swept away. It's a far cry from the scene just across the Tigris River. The fighting in western Mosul was far more violent, and up until 6 months ago, the Islamic State organisation still had control here. Now all that's left to see are enormous heaps of rubble.
The city was liberated 6 months ago, but even if 60 months had passed, nothing would happen because the rebuilding efforts are limited and small. There's massive destruction here.
Pounded by international coalition airstrikes and the constant shell fire of jihadists, an entire part of town has been wiped off the map. Those who were lucky enough to make it out alive fled. Very few remain.
There's rubble and we can smell the corpses of IS group fighters. There's no electricity or water. No NGO came to check on us. Look at the debris. My children are young and there are no schools. They're in 6th, 4th and 3rd grade, but their schools haven't been reopened.
This is one of the few schools still open. To get to their classes, students have to pick their way through the debris. With half of the building reduced to rubble, classes are crowded. Children are packed in, 4 or 5 to a desk. They've seen things children should never have to see, traumatised by 3 years of conflict. The teachers here have had special training to help them.
We help pupils better approach the things they've lived through under Islamic State group rule, especially those who lived in the western part of Mosul. They've suffered enormous pressures, such as the death of relatives and the loss of their homes. They've witnessed destruction, bloodshed, and they've lived under siege.
It's a chance to bring back some normality, to stave off the violence and the trauma of war, and to help children rebuild their lives.